Welcome to part 2 of how I turned one of my passions into my income. This episode is called Cultivate. So if you all remember, we came up with a plan in episode 1. Baseball, acting, education. During that downtime after I had surgery, I decided to pick up a TV pilot I booked. And that was the first time I was on a film set, and it brought back the bug, the itch, the desire to want to act again while I wasn't playing baseball. But I knew that I still had to finish my college baseball career, and even though I lost the interest of the Chicago White Sox, I knew there was still a possibility for me to play professional baseball. Because remember, we already said baseball is our main career goal. When you have Tommy John surgery, most people take a year to come back from it. I took it upon myself to come back much faster. I did double physical therapy, double rehab. I was doing what I had to do at the physical rehab facilities, and I did the same exact thing each day at home as well. I got out of there, and I was able to come back in 6 months to start being active to play baseball again. So I exceeded my goals that they had for me, and they said there was nothing else they can do for me, so I left physical therapy a month earlier. In a quick synopsis, I don't get drafted. I put up really good numbers my senior year of college. I'm the MVP of the team. I have the highest batting average, all of those fun-loving things, and I was the first black man to graduate from my education program. So here I am. I have my education degree because I said, all right, remember, I need this as my backup plan. I'm still going to pursue pro baseball. And I knew acting was going to be there after doing that TV pilot. I was like, I want to do this. I can do this. So here we go. Since I went undrafted, I had to cultivate a plan, which means that I had to go play in front of scouts for an entire month. So I found something called the Texas Winter League that you play in front of scouts. There's multiple major league teams and independent minor league teams that are there watching you play. I was amongst 100 plus athletes in front of these scouts out in San Antonio, Texas. I played in front of the scouts for a month, and I eventually ended up getting drafted in their draft to a team in Texas called the San Angelo Colts, and they traded me right before the season to the Fort Worth Cats in Texas. Long story short, I signed 3 professional contracts. Now I'm living my dream, right? 2014 and 2016. In 2014, I get released after having the second highest batting average on the team. I'm shocked. I'm distraught. I'm like, wait, how is it that I have the second highest stats on the team and I got released? But then I noticed something. I said, I'm the only black guy on the team. Even though I look like some of my Dominican and Puerto Rican teammates, I blend in very well with them. But I was the only black dude, and when I got released, they swapped me out with another black dude. So it was very eye-opening for me, and I'm like, no one told me about this. Why didn't anybody say it was going to be like this? No one told me how political it was going to be. No one told me how difficult it was going to be being a black man in baseball. So I get released, I'm back home, and I end up booking a role on Chicago PD. First role on TV. I'm like, okay, here we go. This feels good. The lingo is there. I'm learning how they are on sets again, because remember, it's been 10 plus years outside of the TV pilot that I did in college that never got picked up. I'm 25 years old at this point, so I'm using my degree, and I'm working for Chicago Public Schools as a coach, specialist, and a quality assurance auditor for early childhood, helping teachers who struggle with classroom management. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. I need some money while I'm home rehabbing for baseball, trying to still play pro ball, get re-signed, and chase my dreams of playing professional baseball much further than I had done at that point. But booking that episode on Chicago PD felt really good, and I was like, I like that, and that money was also really good. So I said, okay, cool. But also while I'm at home, I'm training with one of my instructors, and the owner of the facility he was training me at was like, hey, you ever done a catcher lesson before? I'm like, no. I've coached, but I've never done a lesson. Would you be interested in it? I said, well, I guess, why not, right? I've never done it before, but let's try it out. He handed me my first ever catcher lesson. Shout out to Brian Milburn from All Aspects, who gave me my first opportunity and put it in my head and in my ear that, hey, maybe you should try doing lessons while you're back home too. And it forever changed my life. Follow for part 3 coming soon.